Do you feel you're on a hamster wheel, never stopping and never quite getting there? It's really easy to have a busy back-to-back work schedule and just have more things adding onto your to-do list. And frankly, it's exhausting and tiring and you just want to get off. Let me show you how you can actually make some time and put some space into your busy work schedule. The older we get, the faster time seems to go. It just feels like when you are going about your work every single week blends into every single month, it then blends into a year, and before you know it, you've been running your business for a few years and you're not catching your breath. You're not really realizing that you've actually made some proper time to plan. When we get to this state in our business where we are getting almost addicted to having a busy business, a busy work schedule, there's a little bit of validation that comes in that the harder we work, the more successful we're going to be. But actually what's happening is that you are reacting to so many things. You're going from one client project to the next marketing campaign to the next, and you're creating lots and lots of activity. But when you look back on the last few years, you haven't quite achieved what it is that you really wanted to get out of your business. Let's have a look at what you can do to put a bit of a fire break in, to catch your breath, and dare I say, make some time for some planning and reviewing. So there are three things that I think are really, really important about being able to slow down the way that you're approaching business to be able to actually, which I know sounds very counterintuitive, actually speed up your success. And that is one, your brain cognitivity, the amount of overload that your brain is getting, the need for planning, and the need for reviewing your progress. So let's have a look at the brain side. This is a huge topic, something that I have been researching and reading a lot about. I have had a peri-menopause health crisis in my 40s. I am a classic overthinking. I use my brain way too much at times, and with the changes I went through in menopause, I experienced a lot of fatigue, exhaustion, all sorts of physical symptoms, but really also as well about my brain. And I think anybody will notice, no matter what other health things that you are going through, the older we get, the harder our brain takes to think things through. And it's so important to be able to look after our brains and making sure that they have got the duration to take us through in our business. Without them, we get overwhelmed and we lose clarity of thought, and it makes it really difficult to make decisions. Just look at what happened in 2020 of decision fatigue. We had to make all these changes when we went into those lockdowns. It's a very real thing. The first thing I really want you to recognize is that if you are spinning too fast and you are on that hamster wheel, for goodness sake, for the sake of your health, for the sake of your brain power, please take these elements to be able to recognize of moments to slow down, because it's really going to help you go the distance. It's going to enable you to work much longer and for as long as you want to, rather than being forced to quit business when you're not ready to. Let's have a look at the second point about planning. When we are going on that hamster wheel very, very fast, and then there's no space to be able to do any planning, people then go, well, I haven't got time to plan. I haven't got time to do any planning. And frankly, this is where you just add, it's like putting gasoline on the fire. You just keep going faster and faster and faster. One of the bits of advice that I give to everybody is that, great, if you've got a really busy work schedule, you've got commitments to your clients for the next, well, maybe the next couple of months, you do not feel like you've got any space to take time out, go to the point in your diary where it starts to get a little bit emptier. And I promise you, there's got to be something. It will be either 6 weeks time, 9 weeks, 12 weeks. There's going to be a point in your diary where it just gets a little bit lighter. There's not as many client work appointments or programs or marketing that you're doing. Go to that point and schedule a morning, an afternoon, dare I say a whole day, and you factor that in about working on the business. You put that in for planning. Don't worry about what you're going to do in that day. That's often what stops people from putting these time aside, because they're going, well, what am I going to do with it? That's not the point right now. What you want to do is to be able to put a fire break into your work schedule. So go into your diary, look to that point where it starts to get a little bit empty, and plan out and block out a whole day to work on your business. When you do this, you'll be so thankful to me when you get to that point and you have a whole day to be able to do some planning. The third thing I wanted to bring in here is about making time to review. It's very easy to feel we need lots of time to put aside to review our business. But actually, start off by doing little chunks of time. One of the things that we recommend to our clients is success diaries, something at the end of the day to be able to write down 3 things that have gone really well. And then also, either at the end of your work week or the beginning of your new work week, is look back on the last week and work out how well you are achieving your goals. What are you focusing on? Set yourself maybe 4 or 5 questions that you ask yourself every single week. We do this in our Momentum Business Growth Program. We call them our accountability reports. And even though they might feel like a bit of admin to the people when they come and join our program, it's an integral part of their success. When they get into that habit of writing out their accountability reports and answering those 5 questions every single week, it makes them understand what progress they're having. And really, something like that should only need to take 10, 15 minutes at the end of the week or beginning of the week. And again, it helps put those little mini fire breaks in for you to catch your breath. So I hope you found what I've shared here today helpful. It is really important, not just for the sake of our business, but for the sake of ourselves, that we do find ways to slow down. It's very important, particularly as we start to get a little bit older. If you like this video, please click the like button and remember to subscribe to my channel so you get to see the latest videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Forever.